We all know that getting a sponsored job in the UK is not easy. However, few students are still landing a sponsored job even after the new changes which were introduced last year, 4th of April. So today I'm going to introduce you guys to one of the students, Simran, who landed her sponsored job recently, where she's going to talk about how she landed the job with the right planning, strategy, what were the mistakes she made, and what you can learn from her journey. If you're interested in this topic, make sure you stick with me till the end of this video. But before we dive in, let me introduce myself to those who are new here. My name is Sarika and I have been living in the UK for the past 14 years. Currently, I work as a lead business analyst for one of the world's largest tour operators. In my spare time, I create YouTube videos to help you navigate the global job market and find the perfect study abroad destination. I offer two valuable services that I encourage you to take advantage of. The first is free study abroad assistance service. If you're interested in studying abroad in any of these listed countries, please fill out the form provided in the video description and pin comment. My team will reach out to you to assist you with your study abroad plans. And the second service is paid job assistance service. This is a 3-month coaching and mentoring program designed to make you job ready. It's perfect for those struggling to find a job or secure a visa sponsorship in the UK, Ireland, Germany, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. If you're serious about your career and want to land your dream job, enroll in this service. Remember, it requires a 3-month commitment and hard work where both you and I will be working together to make you job ready. I've also hired mentors who have successfully landed visa sponsorship jobs with the right strategy, and they're planning to help you guys as well. It's also for people who want to start their career in IT and also start their career as a business analyst, where I will be your mentor. If you need a help, fill out the form in the description and my pinned comment, or simply email me at yourknowledgebuddy@gmail.com. Let's make you job ready soon. So without any further delay, let me introduce you guys to Simran. Hi Simran, welcome to Your Knowledge Buddy. And if you don't mind, can you please introduce yourself to my audience, please?
Hi, my name is Simran, and first of all, thank you so much, Sarika, for giving me an amazing opportunity on your platform to introduce myself. I am originally from Ludhiana, and I moved to UK in 2021, and now I'm working as an email marketing specialist, and I've obtained a skilled worker visa in UK.
And what did you study here?
So I did my master's in digital marketing and social media marketing from University of Plymouth.
And why did you choose this course?
So I think the only reason I chose my career in digital marketing is because I already have an experience in sales for 5 years. And I think in 2018 or 19, I just realized the importance of, digital marketing and how like the marketing trend is shifting from the traditional marketing to online marketing. And I've already have a master degree in international business in India. So I just wanted to do something that's quite useful for me. So I did my research, like, what would be the best course for me. And that's how I came across with an opportunity in UK. And I thought of like doing my master's in digital marketing and social media marketing.
So do you think your previous work experience helped you land a job in the UK?
I would say no, because since I had an experience into sales, so I've been working into international sales and sales in educational sector, recruitment industry as well. And to be honest, I personally feel that when it comes to sales and marketing, both are poles apart. I would not say it's really similar, and especially like online marketing, because it has like website optimization or SEO, social media, email marketing. That's absolutely different from what I used to do in my previous job. So I think to attain a job in digital marketing, I really thought of having a suitable degree that would really help me to open the gates for my career in digital marketing. And while I was pursuing my education in digital marketing, I thought that it is really imperative for me to like have a jobs like internships, like part-time job, or maybe like internships in digital marketing, which could really land me with the well job after I finish my master degree, like a full-time job in digital marketing. So I would say my previous experience was not necessarily as helpful, but I think while I was pursuing my master degrees, definitely my internships were extremely helpful, and also your rapport building with your professors as well is so helpful to land you a good job in digital marketing in UK.
Okay, thanks, Simran. So let's talk about your internship experience. For example, when students land in the UK, you are allowed allowed to work 20 hours during your part-time, right? So did you
Right.
do your internship during your study period, or did you do your internship after your student visa was over?
Yeah, so this is really interesting question. So when I started my degree, within 3 months, I got a part-time job in DFS, and that was a 20 hours job, and I was not allowed to do any sort of like paid internships, while I was doing my part-time job. And I know how much important for us is to gather an experience, especially from coming from a sales background, have absolute no knowledge about marketing. So that's how I thought of having a good rapport building with my professors. And I came across with multiple opportunities via universities. The only challenge I was facing is because it was a paid internship and I could not do it because I was already earning money as a part-time job. And I requested the professors, or maybe, the intern, like the companies that were giving us an internship. And I requested them that since I'm already doing one job and according to the government regulations, I cannot have another job. I am more interested to gather an experience. And if you could please give me an opportunity. And I just, gave them a presentation. They gave me one or two tasks for my internship, and which I prepared it quite well. And I was absolutely fine with my unpaid internship because I've reached to a point where I feel like experience matters a lot. And it was way more important for me rather than having a paid internship. And fortunately, some of the companies were absolutely fine of giving me an internship which was unpaid. And it was really an amazing experience. For example, I worked with Climate Action Plymouth, and I think which this internship I got it with a good reputation with my professor, which was Hannah Knight. And I requested her that I really need a practical experience, and she had a good repo building with Ricky Lewis. And with the help of this repo building, I got one unpaid internship. After I finished my one unpaid internship, I got another opportunities from other companies as well. And we had this kind of discussions via mail. We went back and forth. And I feel like the companies, they are more interested into, how much interested you are to do the internship, like, how much focused and dedicated you are to do your internships or job. And they were very interested with finding those kind of focused, dedicated candidates. And that's the reason I got unpaid internship, which really helped me to land a good job in digital marketing.
So you did your unpaid internship during your study visa. You also did your part-time job. You also did your assignments, and you continued with your studies. And this all
Yes.
during your student visa, right?
Yes, absolutely. And it might surprise you because I think during the master degree, it is such an important time for you to gather as much skills as you can. So along with my internships, which I had like two internship at one time as well, along with my job, my assignments and my dissertation as well, I did an extra course into digital marketing from India only, so that it could give me more practical exposure because I was so focused and all I wanted one good opportunity, one good job once I finished my master degree. And considering the job market is so challenging, you need to have more and more practical experience. You need to have your own portfolio because I have my own website which I could show it to the companies while I was looking out for the job opportunities, and that has been so helpful. So along with all the other things that I was doing an additional course as well into digital marketing, which basically helped me to create my website, do my SEO as well, and a bit of like social media and email marketing as well. So I think that was quite helpful.
Why did you think you had to do another course when you had already taken a course on social media marketing? Were they not teaching you everything that you needed to know to do the job?
So yes, I personally feel that the education that I was getting from university was really good and really useful. But it focused more on the theoretical part. I personally felt that because when you think about digital marketing, you think about how to promote your product online via Google Ads or social media or via email channels or having a website, and through that website you promote your products. I felt like my study was more inclined towards theoretical part, but there was something that was missing. And I did a bit of like research. I saw a couple of YouTube videos of what skills that is necessary in digital marketing. I also looked out on LinkedIn what are the skills that is required to get a job in digital marketing. And I really felt like these are the skills that I might not get it enough from the university itself. And I realized that it's really important. Like from my personal experience, you got to have your own website to show what you are capable of. So I had a blog website. After doing like the research, and I think one thing that you can always take into consideration is like, especially the skills that you should always look out when you're searching for jobs. Like, what are the skills that's required, for your specific role? Like, what are the platforms that you should be experienced in digital marketing? After doing my research on skills, then I was like, definitely there's a need of doing an additional certification course. And I did it from WS Cube Tech, I would say, has been extremely helpful and helped me to gain all those enhance my skills as well, which I required it in digital marketing. And that's how I landed up with a good job at the end of the day in digital marketing.
Thanks, Simran. So, what I have learned so far from you during your student visa, you may have to do multiple things. You have to study, you have to do your assignments, dissertation, part time job, and maybe also internship, like you mentioned. And in parallel, like you said, you have also started learning new skills through YouTube or through the course you mentioned so that you can create your own portfolio. So, student life is not easy in the UK, right? You got to do so many things, and then settling down in a new country is another big challenge.
It is, oh my God, it is very challenging, but I don't want to demotivate anyone, who want to pursue their career in digital marketing. I think one thing the person should always focus on is internships, micro internships. If you're doing your master degree, please have a good reputation with your teachers or professors, because they help you really, to give you references or provide references for micro internships. They play such an important role to land you with a full-time job in your area that you would like to. Having an additional skills is up to you, because it really depends on person to person. Because I feel like any person who's already coming from a marketing background might not need to do additional course, whereas me coming from a sales background, and marketing is my a dream career that I wanted to be in, and this was my chance, like, in UK, to pursue my career. So I did whatever I could to get a perfect job for me. So I feel like that's the reason I had to do an additional course. But the primary focus should be on your dissertation. Make sure you clear your dissertation, the subjects, in your course, and micro internship. Definitely, because when you do your micro internships in UK, they actually consider it as a good, proper experience. Like, it's not like an internship for the companies. It's like a one experience that you gathered from one of the company while you were pursuing your degree. So I would say internships are really important.
Okay, so Simran, what is micro internship? What is the timeline?
So it really depends. So my micro internship was for 2 weeks, and so there were like 2 to 3 internships that I did in university. Each internship either was for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It's never more than 3 weeks, I would say. But just like, always be 100% sure if you could actually do it along with your studies, because sometimes people are so focused on doing a job, like even the part-time job, just to maintain their financial stability. They end up like not focusing on their studies or dissertation. So dissertation play a very, very crucial role as well while doing your master degree, because it also help you to get a good job if you have a good score in your dissertation, because they always ask you questions about your dissertation as well. So yeah, the timeline for micro internships are for like 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. Simran, can you just name few websites where students can go and find internships? I know you mentioned that your professors helped you. Say if students have understood that they should have a good relation with their professors so that they can refer them to internships. What if students also want to find something online, digital? What are the websites will you suggest them to look for internship?
When it comes to internship, it was our own university's website, where like the job site where I got to know about the internship. I think the first useful source would be your own university's website, where they always post about the multiple internships related to n number of fields. But if by any chance you're not able to secure that internships, you always have an opportunities, like, to look like, into Indeed or LinkedIn as well, where they come across with multiple, job, like a short-term contract related to the respective field, and you can apply for it if you're not doing your part-time job. So I think Indeed and LinkedIn are quite at least a useful source for me to find even the part-time job or micro internships or a full-time job. But definitely I would recommend the company's website, university website, career site.
Thanks, Simran. So my students already know now how to get internship. So let's talk about your journey from a student visa to skill visa. Firstly, did you take a PSW or not?
Yes, I did. I did take PSW. PSW after finishing my master degree.
Okay. So, how did you convert from PSW to skill visa? So, talk about your journey, finding the right company, facing rejections, CV improvements, your strategy. What did you do exactly do to land that visa sponsorship job?
So my journey, there has been so many ups and downs, especially from a background, from like, coming from a background with zero experience in digital marketing. I knew that micro internships are so powerful. And after I finished my master degree, I rigorously started applying for jobs as a full-time job, because the part-time job that I was doing was again at DFS, which was into sales, like a retail sales advisor. Because of my past experiences in India, that's how I landed my part-time job. But that is something I never wanted to continue throughout my life. And I wanted to I wanted to like, justify my degree. And I was like, after I finished my degree, I started rigorously applying for jobs. My sources were like LinkedIn and Indeed for now. And that's how I got to know from lots of people as well that these are the two major sources from, from where you could land your job. And then what personally I used to do is that I used to contact recruitment agencies like on LinkedIn. If, while you are directly applying for the jobs, I also come across with couple of agencies, and when you keep on applying via agencies as well, and they try to get in touch with you, and they try to understand your profile, your interest, and what kind of companies you would like to tap. And I think that is something that was really helpful for me. And I just got in touch with couple of agencies, and after they got to know about my interest and the sector that I would like to work in, they started giving me an options for the companies. And that's how I landed my first job, and I worked as a CRM executive at the Range and Wilco, which was a proper like email marketing job, where you do your automations and your email campaigns as well, which is a part of digital marketing. And I remember that while giving my interview, that was my first proper interview with the Range, and it is such a renowned company. The only challenge that I faced was I had absolute no experience, like a practical full-time experience in digital marketing. But I think one thing that really helped me to secure a job in as a CRM executive was my internships again, and my the extra skills that I was trying to enhance via the course that I was doing in India. So I showed my website to them, and they were very much impressed with the dedication you had. I feel like more than a skill is important for an individual, but they also see your zeal, your dedication, and your passion to do a job, which creates such a positive impression in their mind. And I think that's what they saw in me, and they were like so much impressed that I think I just gave my first interview, and within like 2 to 3 hours I got a call from my agency that they absolutely loved my interview and they just gave me a job. At this point, because I already secured my post skilled worker visa, I think at the initial phase I was not much concerned about the sponsorship, because it was really hard to get, because they were majorly like, you would get a sponsorship visa if you have a good quality experience. And my only focus was just to have a good experience. Even the salary was something that I was not taking into consideration. I was like, I just need a good quality experience. And then I worked in this company for approximately 1.5 years, and I was very close to getting my visa expired. And I got to know that the company does not sponsor. I just had a word with the HR, and I think that was the point. I was like, I learned something that I wish I would have also targeted the companies which have the license. So this company did not have the license, and I think that was somewhere I kind of like lost the hopes, because you have invested so much in your education, and you worked so hard, so you just like want to like pursue your career, or like I personally wanted to pursue my career in UK. And I think once I got to know a final update from the HR that the company do not sponsor, I did not waste my time. I obviously did not quit. That was not an option for me. I keep on focusing on continuing with my job and keep on learning as well, while working in this company. But I rigorously started applying for jobs. I think the major challenge that I faced was when there was a change in government regulation, which was exactly on 4th April 2024, and there was a massive increase in the salary benchmark. And I think that was the point when most of the people, like my friends and everybody, was struggling to get a job, even if they are so close to get a job. When it comes to salary and the sponsorship, most of the company take a back step, because company do not want to, some companies do not want to invest on sponsorship. They have a misconception that, it's a lot of money to, sponsor someone when they can get a lookalike, and especially in my field, in marketing, you will find so many localites who are absolutely amazing in their job. So it's really hard for us to get a job in digital marketing. So I thought, according to me, I think this was something I was kind of doing wrong as well, which I wanted to tell that I started tapping only one industry, one focus, which was university. I thought, universities would definitely help you with sponsorship, which they do. But I neglected every other sector. And I think that is something that I learned from my experience, is that just don't focus on one sector. What important is your role. You want to pursue your dream job in digital marketing. And if you have a specialized sector, good for you. But for me, sector was not important. My role, my job was important at that time. So I think I wasted maybe 1 or 2 months to, find proper relevant job in universities, thinking of maybe, you'll get an easy sponsorship. And I have landed like, couple of interviews as well. But even it might surprise you, believe me or not, sometimes universities also take a back step when it comes to sponsorship. And I was like, there is something that I'm doing wrong as well. And then I started tapping like a broader sector. And one thing that I really worked was on resume. I used to look out for every job description and what skill that they majorly focus on or they want it. And I used to customize my resume. And especially in marketing, numbers play a very imperative role. And what company really want is that how much result have you given, like how much, revenue have you generated for a company, So me as an email marketing specialist, the companies were majorly interested to see in my resume is my achievement and my outcome of what I did for the company, not the skills that I know. They absolutely know, anyone in digital marketing would know website or SEO or social media, but what result that you have given to the company is something that they are interested in. And I must say that, I used to look at LinkedIn, maybe like, I don't know, it should not be right to say, but like 6 to 7 hours. And I used to see, different kind of like CVs, because now LinkedIn is such a powerful source that they help you, with some resumes examples as well. And I came across with one of the resume, which I think Hayes Recruitment, it's a recruitment agency in UK, and they have shown the resume of one of the candidate, and I saw how impressive that resume was. And it was only focused on the result that that I have generated maybe £6 million annually, or maybe 25% of increase in CTR and open rate. I must, people who are in digital marketing would know these terms. And that's how I got to know that, my resume should majorly be focusing on result and achievement rather than skills. Yes, skills are important, but I think it's very important at this stage. If you want to secure a sponsored job, you should know what you are capable of and you should know what you're giving to the company. And that's how I customized my resume. And again, I was just not focusing on universities. I started from the basic. I did again the same thing. I was sending out the resume to the agencies. I was sending out the resume to different sector, whether it's a retail sector, medical sector, even at NHS as well. And once I customized my resume, I was getting n number of interviews. I had never ever faced any challenges when it comes to interviews. I have got so many, sometimes 2 to 3 interviews in a day. And I was like, I just wanted to do it. I think one thing that one should take into consideration is that when you are giving an interview, I think during the first round, just take an idea of the company sponsor, because you might find a list, where you would be like, oh yes, this company do sponsor. It is in the list. It is in the immigration or the government list, right? But sometimes the company sponsor for specific roles. For example, they might sponsor a digital marketing, specialist, but they would not sponsor maybe like, someone who is a CRM assistant or a digital marketing assistant. So I think during your first round, once you tell them what you are capable of, and once you are done with your general introduction, just have a very casual conversation and ask them about the sponsorship, because you do not want to waste. Since I had a very less time, so I was making sure of keeping all my terms and conditions straight. After giving like multiple interviews in n number of companies, asking them about the sponsorship and everything, I finally came across with one of the company, which was again via agency, and it was for an email marketing role, and we had a good conversation. And yes, that company, within the first round, they told me that they do provide sponsorship. And I was like, yes, this is, because even if you get 150 interviews, there would be maybe like 50 companies that would help you with the sponsorship. Once you get that opportunity, I made sure I'm not going to take that lightly. So I think the first round was very casual, just to know a bit about me, about the company. And I think one thing that really make company interested in you is when you ask question about the company, about their growth, and what kind of growth that you might find in that company. When the company get to know that that the candidate is interested in the company, in the company's growth, I think that is really helpful to secure your first round as well. And that's how I got my first round. And then my second round was with the manager itself, where they gave me a task. So again, you give 150 interviews, 50 companies, you get to know they might provide you with sponsorship. But when you come across with those 50 companies or one company, just make sure you give 100%. They will definitely give you a task. So they gave me like 2 or 3 tasks. And I think I made sure that I would do more extra compared to what they are asking for. So even if they've given me 2 or 3 tasks, I did an extra research. I took my printouts with me. I even do an in-depth research of the company and what improvement as an overall company can do. I even provided that kind of in-depth research, which the company haven't even asked for it. But I was like, yes, I have to do whatever it takes. And I think that really impressed the company, the manager, the CEO, that the candidate has done so much good research, even if when they have not even asked for it. And I think that's how they got impressed with my my skills, my dedications, and my passion to get a job in marketing. And that's how I landed my sponsored job. And I think again, I gave my second round, it was for 2 hours. And after I finished my interview, I left the room. Within an hour, I got a call from my agency that I got the job, and they're gonna help me with the sponsorship as well.
Awesome. Amazing journey, Simran. I think you learned so much through your own journey. And I think all the students who are watching this podcast as well, they are going to learn and they are going to avoid the mistakes which you have already highlighted. You shouldn't stick to just one university or industry. Just be open. They're looking for that skill. While you were talking, I wanted to ask you something. Like you said, you were left with only 6 months, to get that sponsored job because your PSW was about to expire. In that span of 6 months, how many interviews did you do? And before you landed your sponsored job?
I think off the top of my head, maybe around, believe me or not, 50 interviews.
Wow. 50 interviews
I
before you landed your job.
yes, I think I got 50 interview invites, and I used to give like 3 to 4 interview in a week.
In a week.
Because knowing my industry is so challenging, and like I said, why would a company sponsor you when they can easily get a localite, without any investment in an employee? I think it was such a challenging journey, every time you are so close to the final round. And the final response that I used to get from the companies was, you were this close, you were so great, but they found another person. And when I always used to check which person got a job. And it was always some localite who got a job.
I think it's a mental game. If you give up, you're gone. If you continue, even after getting rejection, you do succeed even at the end. So thanks, Simran, for talking through in detail your journey from your failure to success, how you landed your internship, your sponsored job. Any final tips for future students before we wrap today's video?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say that it's one of the best journey that you'll come across. I don't want to, absolutely not want to demotivate anyone. It's a beautiful journey, and every step, of your life, you will learn something new. Just always have a very positive mindset and just keep on doing whatever you're doing. Just don't say, I quit. Absolutely never. Just remove that from your dictionary, and whatever that you want in your life, you would absolutely get it 100%.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Simran. Thank you for coming and encouraging my students and also sharing your knowledge. And all the best to you.
Thank you. And I really want to thank you for giving me such an amazing opportunity. I can't be, grateful enough. And I think that it is really, really helpful as well. And thank you so much for giving your valuable time. Really means a lot. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Simran.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.